want you to recognize where you have pluses, where you have minuses, and where you have zeros. Now, this is not to make you feel embarrassed or bad or to blame anyone, but it is for you to recognize that there may be places and ways that you came out of a context that may no longer be serving you, or there may be things that you have to learn or overcome so that you can be as effective as you want to be. So we all come from a context, and that context is limiting our experience in the world if we're not being Homo sapiens sapien, the ones who know that they exist. And so I don't know if you recognize, but there's a device company that has an apple as their logo, and there is a bite taken out of that apple. Do you know why they have that logo? Because we are the ones who bite knowledge. And so although I may have grown up in a limited environment, that is not my fault. I may have been taught limiting information or not been told full stories. Those are not my fault. However, when I come to the age of accountability, the things that were not my fault now become my responsibility. So how many of you have ridden or driven a car, right? You've ridden in a car or driven in a car. Does that car have blind spots? Of course it does. They're typically, at the mirrors or in the back or under the car for some of you smart alecks, right? But if you drive a Hummer, the whole thing is a blind spot. So are those blind spots your fault? I would suggest that they are not your fault. You weren't on the design team for your vehicle. And for the most part, most vehicles have blind spots. So if it is not your fault, you're getting it. It is, however, your responsibility. And so too often we are looking for fault in other people and situations and organizations, when in fact what we should be doing is taking responsibility to make sure that we create atmospheres that are better than the ones that were given to us. And so although these things are not your fault, they are your responsibility. And so I would suggest that as human beings, we're all looking for safety, significance, and belonging, and that ultimately our humanity is expressed when we are in relationships with other human beings.